Okay, cool. Doing a quick YouTube. I I normally would make a social media post about this, but my whole social media is about sex and who likes sex and why girls don't get married and why guys don't treat girls who don't want to get married and all type of low level stuff. So um all right, cool. Plus I'll make a couple announcements. Number one, um we got a tribe up website for people who want to become designated as Native Americans and receive the benefits of being in a tribe. Um, the website has coursework on it um, in order for you to do in order to be that. But that's one announcement. I'll put the link in the description. Another announcement is that we're probably going to start a tribal sport YouTube series because people love sports and I need to get the numbers up on this channel. Um, so we'll explain how sports and gangs are the only two formats in which you can really see tribing in action. Um, but all right, so this is what was on my mind about this whole education thing. So number one, first Biden comes out and says that people need more than 12 years of education. How stupid does he think you are, right? For everybody who's going to college, the first year or two of college is just rehashing what you were supposed to learn in high school. So you don't need more education. You need better education, right? Damn, some of my eye. You need better education. You should be able to get out of there in 10 years, point blank, period. Um, you really should. Everybody else, when you talk about other nations like China, Japan, Britain, they only go to 10th grade. After that, they actually call high school college and they call college university. Um, so now what they're trying to do is they're trying to make you a forever high school student so they can break the bread, right? What the fuck is in my eye? Also, I thought it was crazy because he was talking about how he was going to make community college free. It's already free. Nobody pays to go to community college. You know what I'm saying? If you live in the area, if you live in that city, that state rather, it's already free. So he's offering nothing. Nothing. But he's making nothing sound. He's just rebranding nothing for people who know nothing. So people who know nothing be like, yeah, that's what's up. He's also trying to steal. Okay, this is how he's trying to steal. When you deal with education, there's four different type of funding. You fund your own college, so you know about Pell Grants and student loans. But prior to that, there's three other types of funding, right? So you have pre-K funding. So the pre-K funding takes care of pre-K. What the hell? Some in my eye. I'm sorry, y'all. The pre-K funding takes care of pre-K. Because pre-K isn't part of the school system. The school system starts K through 12, right? So there's a different block grants if you got a 3 or 4 year old that you want to go to preschool. It's the same type of block grants that they use. Well, it's the same type, but it's a different bureaucracy because everything's about bureaucracy. Y'all love big government. But like when people get babysitting checks or whatever, there's a different check between what your babysitter gets to be a babysitter versus what you will send your kid to for a learning center, right? It costs different. They pay different, right? The state pays different. You don't pay anything. That's why you don't know. More times than not, most people don't pay anything because it's paid for by the state. Same thing with pre-K. Pre-K is at a school, at your local elementary school, and they'll fund your kid into the kindergarten at that school, but it's a totally different program. So you got the pre-K money, you got the K through 10 money. People think it's K through 12. It's not. There is no block grant money for juniors and seniors. It's only until you're 16 years old. That's why no matter how bad you are in school, they can't kick you out until you're 16. They're trying to get every dime they can get about you. every penny. But your 16th birthday, if you messing up in school, they'll kick you out because you're not eligible academically for the next grant, which is college, by definition of how schools work, which is 11th and 12th grade. Oh my God, something in my eye, some hair or something. Anyway, so you got pre-K grants, K through 10, junior and senior year, which is kind of college. Then you have what we call college grants, which are university. So the Pell grants and all that. 4 different Black grants. What he wants to do is he wants to extend the K through 10 grant, which is extra money, which is extra bureaucracy, which gives these chicks who apparently, and I'm saying these chicks because teachers are 98% of all teachers are women. So I'm saying these chicks, give these chicks the opportunity that didn't teach you right for 12 years to keep getting money, for 10 years, keep getting money. By design. I'm not even blaming them. I mean, I've talked to teachers. They don't know nothing. All the answers just in the back of the book. But policy is that they have to pass you along. The policy is not that they have to teach you. It's a no child left behind policy. So their job is just to make sure you go through the, through the process until they can kick you out. That's what the money is. Okay, so cool. So here's the thing. For the people who've been following me on social media, I haven't really been posting on YouTube much. For the people that follow me on social media, they know that I'm heavily invested into this whole tribal thing, right? So, and for those who check out the website, let me put the site in the description, yo. I don't know why I ain't put the site in the description. I'm slacking and lacking. Do that now. For those who follow me, they know that I'm really serious about banking. But before we get to the banking part, put that in the description for everybody. If you check out the site, it'll tell you not only the courses that you got to go through in order to own tribe, but you still have to use our system and infrastructure in order to be able to do it effectively, efficiently, because what we're building here is culture. This ain't about the money. Everybody get money. Not at the same amount of money, but everybody can get money. They print that every day. Right now, they're trying to take money away from you and put you on a global pay scale anyway. So everything's going to be funded by the feds. That's this whole practice in this COVID stuff. The $600 versus $2,000, all that stuff is to give you a universal payment for the underclass, which makes you basically serfs, but you don't realize that you serfs. You don't realize that you sharecropping out here. You know what I'm saying? Because you have the perception of freedom, but that's because you're dealing in a democracy. But our nation is a republic. So to the republic for which we stand, right? So in order for it to be a republic, what a republic does is it networks with other nations. Every state is the size of a country in Europe. So you have 48 contiguous states plus the other 2 states plus the provinces like Guam and Puerto Rico. So that's like 52. And then they had a foreign policy. And then they have the Native Americans. The Native Americans are a nation within a nation. Nation within a nation. They're right here at the crib. Y'all trying to go over to Africa. Y'all ain't from Africa more than likely. More likely y'all from here. It don't even make sense to ship a bunch of slaves from Africa when you got a bunch of people that know the land when you get to the land. But public school education. Anyway, so for those who checked out the site, I put the links in the description. It'll tell you that, man, every province, every territory that we have has to circumvent. It has to be circular around the school. Most cities in America most towns in America are circled around schools. Most cities, except Atlanta for some reason, but most major cities are based around a water mass. You know what I'm saying? Lake Michigan, some oceans, a Gulf, whatever. Except Atlanta. Atlanta ain't nothing popping, but there you go, right? But everything else is a town, and all towns are circulated around cities. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Nebraska or Oklahoma, Man, they college games pop harder than NBA, NFL games. You know what I'm saying? In Chicago area, you got suburbs like Everson and Skokie, which are just Northwestern University, and they housing. You know what I'm saying? And people build around that. So if you build the school, everybody else will come because everybody want to get money from students. And what Biden is saying is like, yo, he gonna stretch out how much bread he give a motherfucker. Okay, cool. So here's how you profit from that. I'm not gonna get too much into it because number one, because we already got the plan and the game is to be sold. Number two, I can't tell black folks stuff because y'all so uncooperative that y'all are just try to do it. I have never seen so many people just take a little bit of information and try to run with it. Like most of y'all Christians ain't never read the Bible. Most of y'all promoters ain't never did no paperwork. Like motherfuckers hear one good sentence and just run their whole life around that one good sentence and become experts. Like people will look at them like, oh my God, I can relate to them, but and never give homage to the source and never know what step comes next because they stole one line out of a whole book. Anyway, so I'm not gonna get a whole game, but I will say this. The way that we have established things, it is for, first of all, nobody should be in school past 10th grade. Honestly, you should know everything you need to know by end of sophomore year. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? People historically, people have conquered nations by 16 years old. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, like that. There's been a bunch. I remember Napoleon conquered at 31 and said he felt like a failure because he didn't do it by 19. Like, people who want power get power at 16. There's a lot of people who go out on their own at 16, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? So you really should already be set up for life by 16. There should already be a farm system, which is what we've developed. That's our system, which is why you have to base it around our infrastructure. But there should already be a system that you teach kids what they need to know in order to progress in life and have a ferry system, so when they do turn 16, 17, they already have employment waiting for them that they've already become an apprentice in, so that they can start. You know what I'm saying, busting guts, and you know what I'm saying, have a little crib, you know what I'm saying, subsidize they rent because they part of the crew, whatever. That is how community works. That is not how colors work, but that is how community works. Community doesn't work saying, man, that y'all not smart enough, so we need to extend high school to grade 14 or 16, like Biden is saying. Like, y'all not gonna make it. 12 years ain't enough. 12 years ain't enough for what? Of what? True story. I was mentoring in Phillips High School. I think it's Phillips, over there on 31st, right off King Drive. And I was talking to junior and seniors, and I remember they were talking about yeah, you don't know our story, YOLO. Because I wore a suit, you know what I'm saying, because I was doing the mentor thing. Shout out and rest in peace to Philip Green from the Black Star Project. I was doing it in collaboration with him. And rest in peace to Phil. And I went in there with my suit on, and it was like, YOLO. You don't even know what YOLO mean. I'm like, motherfucker, GD from Inglewood. Like, fuck. But I can't say that because, I'm the adult and I got on the suit. And they like, so I was like, yeah, I know what YOLO is. You only live once. I said, but man, you still got to live. And it was like, man, Mr. Summers, we not learning nothing. Nothing. I remember how I felt to listen to these 17 and 18-year-olds be cognizant of the fact that they ain't being taught shit. Cognizant that they ain't been taught shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow. So if you telling me that you need more time not to learn anything, more time to frustrate kids, more time for them to be truant, more time for them to get in trouble, I say nay. So this is what you do. You funnel everything through schools, right? Let me backtrack. The reason that black people don't have money is because black people get money. Everything is welfare, right? That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how to get on welfare, right? As a power move. Y'all call it corporate welfare. That's cool. Welfare is restitution. it's it's what do y'all keep begging for with this adios bullshit? Um y'all know what y'all keep begging for. Anyway, here's what happens. So the same way that they give Native Americans money, Puerto Ricans money, Jews money. I don't know how the Jews get the money. We ain't put them in the Holocaust, but Jews own the bank and the entertainment. So pay yourself, right? Pay yourself first. The reason that they get this bread is the same reason that blacks get the bread. But here's why. And I've told this story several times before in several different videos, but I'll share it again. Every time they give black people money, the money has to either go through the NAACP or the Urban League. So whatever money that you're supposed to get is at the NAACP or the Urban League. Now you can call and ask them about this money, but they're gonna say they don't know shit because the NAACP and the Urban League are some goddamn thieves. I still ain't seen a penny out that $200 million from the Neighborhood Stabilization Act. Ain't seen it. And nobody knows nothing. And they telling me don't call Chicago, then call Chicago main office, then call the DC office. DC saying, man, are you in Chicago? You got to call the regional office in Minnesota. Minnesota like, oh shit, I don't even know what you're talking about, man, but send us an email. Look, they thieves. But it doesn't change the process. The process to get the money is still the same process. We can duplicate the process, cut out the middleman, and now we're getting the funds direct. Because the funds don't change. It's once again block grants. Block grants for the coloreds comes out to anywhere between $50 to $300 million a year, depending on what year you're talking about and what's going on. If there's a Hurricane Katrina or an Ebola virus or SARS or COVID-19, they give separate money to the coloreds who splurge it because they just save hoes. That's their whole life is how can we save hoes? So they doing it on transgender housing and Section 8 housing and women domestic violence programs and fucking like programs for anti-violence. You know what I'm saying? Anti-violence from what? If y'all quit stealing kids, then shit, dad will take care of it. But no, they spend a lot of money to protect single mothers from her neighbor's kid who also a single mother. And this is where all the bread goes. So it's a circular thing because you have to understand that there's only two ways to get money. The money is either in the solve a problem, the solution is the money, or the medicine is the money, right? So you can't cure the disease because if you cure the disease, then ain't no more money, right? So you got to just provide the medicine to calm it down. And that's what the colors do. That's what the NAACP and the Urban League do. What we want to do is we want to get money to solve the problem because the NAACP and the Urban League are run by Jews and operated by a bunch of matriarchs. So of course they're gonna think circular. We want to go through a man's situation and we're gonna solve problems. There's money in problem solving because the problem doesn't stop. It's a constant problem. So it's a constant solution. Education has always been a thing. So what you do is you take all your businesses and you funnel them through a school, right? So for instance, let's say it's a mom and pop spot, right? FOI, yeah, that's part of it, dog. The Freedom of Information, that dog, it don't matter if you got the info though, bro. I could tell you the info. I just told you the info. Shit, they ain't gonna give up the bread. What you need is the FOID card. Because when you come out there, I'm shoot the motherfuckers up, man. These fucking coward ass passes. Anyway, so what you do is you create a system that solves a problem, and then people come to you to solve that problem. If your car is broken, you go to a mechanic. He solves your problem. The mechanic shop is never empty because he solved your car problem. There's always cars to solve a problem for. That goes for everything in life. As men, your job is to solve problems, not to save holes, not to go through circular motions, not to try to feed and rebuild something you didn't build in the first place. It is to solve problems. The money is in the solution or the money is in the medicine. I ain't selling no medicine because I ain't selling drugs. The money is in the solution. So the solution is, let's say you got mom and pop. We just used a car lot, the car agency as an example, right? So let's just say that this car repair shop has 3 employees. but they have the budget for 5 employees. So you say, check this out. I got 2 boys who are interested in auto repair. The same thing they do at CVS or what they used to do at Lindblom before they took the auto out. But there's still vocational schools and technical schools out there. And like, yo, we'll give you emeritus status. Do the certification course. We'll give you emeritus status, man. You let our boys learn how to change oil, change tires. You know what I'm saying? Do a tune-up in your spot for a grade. So you got free labor, kind of, sort of, but not really because I'm taxing. And the promise that you got to get us is after you train them to do the job at your establishment, after we get them up out of here, you got to hire them for a certain amount of time, 12 months, 24 months, whatever the case may be. So now those boys have a job guaranteed once they get out, and it's already a job that they train for. They got a grade for it, they got trained for it. Now they out there in the workforce, they getting a couple of dollars, and they still got the support from us. So not only did we solve his problem of finding qualified labor, we solved our problem of finding employment. And at the end of the day, if we run it as a temp agency type of thing, which we can, you know what I'm saying? Now we made a couple of dollars on top of the couple of dollars the same way that, you know what I'm saying, any temp agency would do it for a course of 12 to 24 months. So it's a win-win-win situation. And you can funnel every type of business through a school like that, because every type of, I don't care if you're doing Forex or whatever you're trying to do, they still need people to join in. And people have different interests. School is supposed to be where you learn who you are. The problem with school as constructed right now is it's made for girls. Boys and girls should never go to school together. I know you're always like, oh my God, oh tripping. But no, I'm serious. Because the way that boys and girls learn are different. Boys learn hands-on. Boys mess with stuff, and then you come back and say, okay, you did that, read the instructions, learn how to do it better, learn what you did wrong. But boys are hands-on, boys are active. Girls are more cerebral. Girls' memory is crazy. So they test well. They don't know shit, but they test well. Most people don't know stuff for a test. They just test well. You remember enough to pass the test. People cram for tests, and then after the test, they forget everything. Since girls have better memory retention for frivolous stuff, mostly, they're better at testing, and they're better at school as constituted. But then everybody leaves school and still don't know shit. Still don't know shit. Set up a school so boys can excel and boys will be all right. If you look at every boys' school has like a 99 to 100% graduation rate. You look at every co-ed school, 47% of all dropouts are boys. There's a reason for that. Boys shouldn't be in school with girls. And you can profit from the school. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, but it's 1,000,001 ways to get this welfare, dog. There's housing welfare, there's education welfare, there's welfare that they set up for people who are problem solvers, solution-based people. They got the money for the activists, you know what I'm saying? So the activists can come through and march and beg, and they get what they beg for. If they got enough numbers, they get what they beg for. And then there's more money for people who just in the back, in the cut, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just a paperwork game. Both of them take a good grant writer, but you know, grant writers get paid to solve a problem, right? They're solution oriented, right? It's their job, right? They write a good grant for you. They never stop writing grants. You see how this solution-based stuff works? Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that, man. Love each other, man. No. Before I even say that, check out the link, man. Check out what we're doing on the Tribe Up website, just so you have a better idea of what I'm talking about. And look up for, and I might make another page. So I might make another Facebook page for my porn reviews, because they won't let me put them on YouTube. Anyway, love each other as you love yourself. Feed the pack.